Beloved brothers and sisters of the Blessed Mother Mary, today we are called to remain united by an urgency that surpasses any human understanding and directly touches the divine plan. This is not a matter of chance or rumors, but the manifestation of a word guarded for centuries that is now beginning to reveal itself. This Saturday, the boundary between what is seen and what is unseen will become more fragile than ever. Our mother asked that this message be delivered with open hearts to her children because something is already being felt in the hearts of millions of people who will awaken with an inexplicable tightness in their chests throughout this week. This is not imagination or common anxiety. It is the echo of a prophecy that is beginning to vibrate on earth. The sign of the 3 days of darkness no longer belongs to the realm of legends and presents itself as an imminent reality. Prepare yourselves because your homes have been reached by this sacred instruction that brings direction and preservation. Remain with me because what will be revealed now is the warning that many will reject out of fear. The light, as we know, it is about to undergo a profound change, and only the attentive will be ready to face the trial. Everything will begin this Saturday with an alteration. Almost imperceptible in the atmosphere, only the awakened will be able to perceive it. Do not seek explanations in common means, for they do not see what is spiritual. Observe creation, for nature already responds to what is approaching, and the animals will demonstrate this before humans. The darkness that is coming will not only be the absence of visible light, but a silence that will test the spirit. Many will be surprised amidst their routines, having failed to protect their homes with faith. This Saturday begins an irreversible countdown for the nations, and the Virgin wishes you to assume the position of vigilant ones while the world remains asleep. The sign of the 3 days is the last gesture of mercy before the action of divine justice. Do not let yourselves be overcome by fear, but keep every space of your home under spiritual vigilance. The shadows will not reach those who follow the guidance that will be given. The urgency exists because this Saturday is not an ordinary day. It presents itself as a consecrated portal. Mary contemplated the tears of her children and therefore offers this guide of light to protect them. She reveals that the darkness will begin unexpectedly and will advance first. Regarding the places that rejected grace, this revelation has already been confirmed over time, but now the deadline has arrived. Many will chase after material security and forget that true refuge rests in the heart of the Mother. She asks that you distance yourselves from distractions and dedicate yourselves to preparing your souls with simplicity. This Saturday will be the moment when faith will be tested like gold in the midst of fire, and doubt cannot find space because it paves the way for confusion. Everything is already aligned so that the Creator's will may be fulfilled on earth. Listen attentively because specific details linked to 4 countries carry an essential secret for the protection of your family. Before moving forward, a gesture of faith is requested to unite this living community. Manifest where you speak from and whether you seek the Virgin's protection. By doing so, we form a network of light that connects all who have awakened. The testimony of each one reveals that the remnant is prepared. Mary uses these messages to recognize those who do not flee from her light. Do not underestimate the power of words because each sincere manifestation transforms into an elevated prayer. While many still seek, you are already participating in the solution by being here now. This prophecy requires a firm community that does not disperse under the pressure of the shadows. Pronounce the name of your city and ask for protection because every faithful cry is heard. Your presence at this moment is not by chance but a design so that your home may be preserved from what is approaching. Much is said about days of darkness, but few understand the direct connection with this Saturday. The Virgin reveals that this is the day consecrated to her honor, and that is why it was chosen. She wants you to understand that the darkness will be an opportunity for a profound encounter with God Himself. Many will despair when everything that depends on technology fails. The prophecy indicates that nothing created by man will offer security in those days. Only the simple light of faith will sustain those who have trusted. This Saturday, we will feel the weight of an atmosphere that is preparing for a decisive purification, and the Mother begs you not to look outside when the darkness finally descends. My beloved children, I come to you with a mother's heart that watches, that silently observes every tear, every fear, and every human weakness. What was long seen only as a distant prophecy can no longer be dismissed as unreal or fantastical. I speak not to spread fear, but to awaken dormant consciences. The so-called 3 days of darkness should not be understood merely as the absence of the sunlight will shine, but it will also be a profound time of trial, where the faith of many will be tested as never before. And in Medjugorje, once again, I sound my motherly warning. A danger is approaching, not only external, but internal. The greatest darkness will not be in the heavens, but in the hearts that have turned away from God, in the homes where faith has been set aside, in the souls that no longer hear the voice of the Lord. Many live as if God did not exist, as if tomorrow were guaranteed, and forget that life is fragile and that the soul needs to be prepared. My children, this time that is approaching will serve to separate what is true from what is superficial. Many will say they have faith, but few will truly trust when everything seems to crumble. It will be a silent, profound test, where human pride will be confronted, and where only humility will allow one to see the light that God never takes away from his faithful children. I do not tell you this so that you may despair, but so that you may awaken now. While there is still time, strengthen your faith, purify your thoughts, turn away from the sin that slowly corrodes the soul. The world distracts you, promises you security, pleasure, and control, but all this is fleeting. Only God remains. I ask you to care for your families, to transform your homes into havens of faith, inner silence, and trust in God. When darkness tries to confuse your minds, remember, whoever remains in God never walks alone. Even when all seems lost, the Lord's hand will remain outstretched. My children, do not harden your hearts. This warning is a gesture of love, not condemnation. There is still time to return, to change, to choose the light. I walk with you, I intercede for you, and I do not abandon those who trust. Remain steadfast, for after the trial, the light of God will shine more brightly in the hearts that have remained faithful. Listen to this mother who loves you. These are serious times, but God's mercy is still open to all those who truly wish to return. My beloved and dearest children of my immaculate heart, I speak to you again as a mother who never tires of warning, welcoming, and calling. My voice does not come to confuse, but to awaken those who are still spiritually asleep. What was once treated as something distant, symbolic, or reserved for an indefinite time, now approaches you with silent steps. The 3 days of darkness should no longer be seen merely as an ancient prophecy, but as a sign of the times in which you live, an urgent call to true and profound conversion. My children, many of you think that the darkness will only be external, that it will cover the earth and frighten human senses. However, I tell you, the greatest darkness has already begun within souls. It is the loss of faith, the cooling of love, the contempt for holy things, the indifference to sin. Many already live in darkness even under the light of day, because they have turned away from God and chosen to walk according to their own will. In Medjugorje, once again, I warned you as a concerned mother, not because I desire punishment, but because I desire to save. The approaching danger does not come only from wars, disasters, or visible chaos. He manifests himself in deception, spiritual confusion, and a false sense of security. Satan works in silence, distracting, dividing families, weakening faith, making sin seem normal and prayer seem unnecessary. My children, these days that are approaching will serve to test who truly trusts in God. Many claim to believe, but few have truly abandoned pride, attachment to the world, and false autonomy. When human structures fail, when earthly certainties crumble, many will realize too late that they built their lives on sand. I insistently ask you, prepare your souls. Do not worry so much about the exterior, but about the interior. A soul in a state of grace is a safer refuge than any wall. A heart surrendered to God will never be overcome by darkness. Those who remain faithful, even in the midst of fear, will never be abandoned by the Lord. Transform your homes into small sanctuaries. Where there is sincere prayer, evil does not remain. Where there is humility, God acts. Where there is faith, the light never goes out, even when everything around seems dark. Teach your children to trust in God, not in the world. Show them that true strength does not come from human power, but from total surrender to the divine will. My children, many signs have already been given to you, yet many still mock, disbelieve, and close their hearts. The time of indifference must end. Do not harden your souls. God does not wish to lose any of his children, but respects the freedom of each one. Therefore, I come, I call, I warn, and I insist. When the days of trial arrive, those who remain steadfast will feel human fear, yes, but they will not lose hope. Trust in God will be their light. Silence will be a refuge. Faith will be the nourishment of the soul. And after the night, dawn will come for those who persevered. Do not let yourselves be dominated by panic, but by vigilance. Do not give in to despair, but to trust. There is still time, my children. It is still possible to change, to forgive, to abandon sin, to return to the narrow path that leads to life. I am with you. I intercede for each one of you. I gather your tears and present your sorrows before the throne of the Lord. Listen to this mother who loves you deeply. The time is serious. The trial is real. But God's love is greater than any darkness. My beloved children, I speak to you as a mother who cares, who watches over, and who does not abandon any of her children. Pray, my children, not as an empty habit, but as a true encounter with God. Prayer is the strength that sustains the soul when everything around tries to make it fall. It is through prayer that the heart is strengthened and that faith remains alive even in the midst of trials. Strengthen your homes, my children. Do not allow them to become places of discord, spiritual coldness, or indifference. A home without God becomes fragile, vulnerable to the influences of the world and the attacks of evil. Where there is no faith, fear grows. Where there is no prayer, confusion reigns. Therefore, guard your homes with love, with spiritual vigilance, and with trust in the Lord. I ask you to be attentive to the small breaches. Harsh words, lack of forgiveness, pride, selfishness, absence of dialogue and faith. This is how evil tries to enter, silently, almost imperceptibly. Do not wait for great tragedies to happen to turn your hearts back to God. Begin now in the simple things, in the everyday, in the silence of the home. My children, be stronger and firmer in faith. Not a superficial faith which exists only when everything is going well, but a rooted faith which remains even when the world trembles. There will be times when you will be tested, when fear will try to dominate your minds, when hope will seem distant. In those moments, remember, God never abandons those who trust in him. Teach your children by example. Faith lived within the home is the greatest inheritance you can leave. A heart that grows in trust in God. One does not easily lose one's way. Even if the world tries to lead you astray, the seed of faith, planted with love, will always find a way to flourish. Do not let yourselves be weakened by the news, the chaos, the threats, or the spreading spiritual darkness. Those who remain in God do not walk blindly. Even if evil tries to approach, it will not prevail where there is sincere faith, humility, and trust in the Lord. I walk with you, my children. I cover your homes with my maternal care and intercede for every family that strives to remain faithful. Open your hearts, strengthen your homes, and trust. He who places God at the center of the home will never be defeated. My beloved children of my immaculate heart, I speak to you with the tenderness of a mother who watches day and night over her children, but also with the firmness of one who knows the dangers that approach distracted souls. Pray, my children, because prayer is the first wall that protects the home. It is the flame that keeps the presence of God alive within your homes. A home that prays is not alone, is not helpless, is not left to the whims of the world. Strengthen your homes with true faith, not just with words, but with actions. Where there is love, respect, forgiveness, and humility, evil finds no room to remain. The enemy does not enter by force, but through the breaches, through lack of dialogue, through impatience, through pride, through the absence of God in daily life. Therefore, my children, watch over your thoughts, your words, and your actions within your homes. I ask you to be spiritual guardians of your families. Do not delegate faith only to occasional moments. Faith needs to be lived daily, in small decisions, in difficulties, in the silent crosses you bear. A home strengthened in God is not one that does not face problems, but one that does not lose faith even when everything seems difficult. My children, be stronger and firmer in faith, because these times demand spiritual courage. Many want a comfortable faith, one that does not require change, that does not ask for renunciation. But true faith transforms, corrects, strengthens, and sometimes hurts. Do not be afraid to be different from the world. Do not be afraid to choose God when so many choose easy and empty paths. Protect your homes against spiritual indifference. When God is forgotten, the heart grows cold. When prayer is neglected, the soul weakens. Do not allow your homes to become mere places of passage, but rather havens of peace, welcome, and faith. Even amidst the storms of the world, a home consecrated to God remains standing. Teach your children to trust in the Lord, not only with words, but with your testimony. Children learn more from what they see than from what they hear. If they see faith, they will learn to trust. If they see hope, they will learn to endure. If they see love, they will learn to forgive. Do not underestimate the power of silent example. My children, there will be times when fear will try to enter your homes, bringing restlessness, anxiety, and discouragement. In those moments, do not let yourselves be overcome. Remember that God dwells where He is invited. A heart that trusts is a throne prepared for the Lord to act. Even when you do not understand events, remain steadfast. I tell you, no evil prevails where God is placed first. There may be trials, yes, but there will be no abandonment. There may be tears, but there will be no defeat. Those who strengthen their home in faith never walk alone, even when everything seems silent. I am with you, my children. I cover your homes with my maternal mantle and intercede for every family that struggles to remain faithful. Do not be discouraged. Do not retreat. Do not abandon prayer. The times demand vigilance, but also trust. My beloved children, I speak to you as a mother who knows the fragility of the human heart and yet believes in the strength that God has placed within each of you. Have faith, my children, even when fear tries to dominate your souls. Do not let yourselves fall into the temptations that arise in moments of weakness, for it is precisely in them that the enemy tries to distance you from God, making you doubt, become discouraged, and lose hope. Be stronger, my children. The strength I ask of you does not come from the world, nor from human power, but from complete trust in the Lord. When everything seems confusing, when certainties waver, when darkness tries to envelop your thoughts, remember, faith is the light that no darkness can extinguish. In Medjugorje, I revealed as a concerned mother what many did not want to hear. The 3 days of darkness are approaching not only as an outward sign, but as a time of great spiritual trial. I do not speak to announce destruction as an end, but to warn that the goal of evil is to destroy faith, hope, and love in hearts. What is truly at stake is not only houses or bodies, but the souls that have turned away from God. My children, the temptation will be great. To trust more in fear than in God, to believe more in chaos than in mercy, to surrender to despair instead of prayer. Do not allow this. Whoever remains firm in faith will not be overcome by darkness, even if everything around seems to crumble. I ask you to watch over your hearts. Temptation does not always arrive in an obvious way. Often, it manifests as spiritual weariness, as indifference, as the feeling that prayer is no longer necessary. This is how many fall slowly without realizing it. Therefore, strengthen yourselves now while there is still time. Transform your homes into places of faith and trust. Where God dwells, evil does not prevail. Where there is humility, the light remains lit even in the darkest night. Do not wait for extraordinary signs to change your lives. The greatest sign is this call that now reaches your hearts. My children, I do not tell you that you will not feel fear, for you are human. But I tell you that you will not be alone. I walk with you, I intercede for you, and I present each tear to the Lord. Those who trust, even trembling, remain standing. Do not fall into temptation. Do not abandon your faith. Do not surrender your hearts to despair. After the trial, the light of God will manifest itself even more intensely in the lives of those who remained faithful. Listen, a mother who loves you. The times are serious, the trial is real, but God's love is greater than any darkness. Remain steadfast, for whoever trusts in the Lord will never be destroyed. My beloved children, so precious to my heart, I speak to you again as a mother who loves immeasurably, as one who knows every hidden fear, every silent doubt, and every battle you wage within yourselves. Have faith, my children, for without faith the heart weakens and the soul is lost in the noise of the world. Do not allow temptations to dominate you, for they arise precisely when spiritual weariness increases and when trust in God begins to waver. Be stronger, my children, not with the strength of human pride, but with the strength of surrender. The world teaches you to trust only in what you see, in what you touch, in what you can control. But God calls you to trust even when you do not understand, even when everything seems shrouded in uncertainty. It is in this trust that faith becomes mature and true. In Medjugorje, I spoke as a mother who warns her children before danger. The 3 days of darkness that are approaching should not be understood merely as an external event, but as a time when evil will try to confuse, weaken, and destroy spiritually. The goal is not only to cause fear, but to lead many to doubt God's love, to abandon prayer, to surrender to despair and temptation. My children, the most dangerous darkness is not that which covers the sky, but that which extinguishes faith in the heart. Many will be tempted to believe that God has forgotten them, that prayer is worthless, that evil has won. I tell you with a mother's firmness, this is a lie. God never abandons his children, even when he allows trials to purify, strengthen, and awaken them. Do not fall into temptation, my children. Temptation will tell you that it is too late to change, that your sins are too great, that your faith is too weak. Do not listen to these voices. As long as you breathe, there is hope. As long as you turn to God with sincerity, mercy reaches you. Prepare your souls now, not with panic, but with vigilance, not with despair, but with conversion. Abandon the sin that imprisons you. Forgive those who have hurt you. Reconcile yourselves with God and with your brothers and sisters. A reconciled heart is a fortress that no darkness can bring down. Strengthen your homes, my children, because the family will be one of the most attacked targets. Where there is no prayer, division grows. Where there is no faith, fear takes hold. Transform your homes into havens of peace, even simple, even silent ones. It is not outward greatness that protects, but the presence of God received with humility. There will be times when you will feel weak, confused, and even frightened. Do not condemn yourselves for this. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to trust despite it. Even trembling, remain faithful. Even weeping, do not let go of God's hand. I will be with you, my children. I will walk beside you in times of trial. I will collect your tears and present each one of them before the Lord. Those who persevere will see the light dawn after the night. Those who trust will not be destroyed, but strengthened. Listen to this mother who calls you with insistent love. The time is serious, the trial is real, but God's love is greater than any plan of destruction. Have faith. Do not fall into temptation. Remain firm and be stronger and more vigilant. The strength I ask of you is born from inner silence, from persevering trust, and from the daily decision to remain in God. The enemy knows your weaknesses and tries to exploit your wounds, making you believe that you are alone, that your prayer is not heard, that your faithfulness is not worthwhile. Do not welcome such lies. Every sincere prayer rises like incense before the Lord, even when you do not perceive its immediate fruits. In Medjugorje, I warned you as a concerned mother, not to announce destruction as the final destiny, but to awaken consciences. The so-called 3 days of darkness represent a time of great trial, in which many hearts will be confronted with what they truly believe. Evil will seek to destroy, yes, but above all to destroy faith, hope, and trust in God. It does not conquer by force, but by confusion and division. My children, guard your hearts. Do not feed yourselves only on what the world offers, for the world passes and leaves emptiness. Feed yourselves on the faith, hope, and love that come from God. When darkness tries to envelop your thoughts, retreat into inner silence and remember all that God has already done for you. He who remembers the graces received does not easily lose himself in fear. Do not fall into temptation, my children, especially the temptation of discouragement. Many will give up not because they lack faith, but because they have ceased to persevere. Perseverance is the proof of true love. Even when praying seems difficult, even when your heart is dry, persevere. God also acts in silence, also in waiting, also in the night of the soul. Protect your families with love and vigilance. The home should be a refuge where faith is lived with simplicity and truth. Where there is forgiveness, evil loses strength. Where there is humility, God finds room to act. Do not allow arguments, resentment, and indifference to create breaches. Heal your homes with patience, dialogue, and trust in God. My children, many will seek extraordinary signs, but will forget the essential. The greatest sign is the conversion of the heart. The greatest miracle is a soul that returns to God. Do not wait for trials to arrive to change your lives. Now is the favorable time. Now is the moment to strengthen your faith, to abandon sin, to choose good even when it costs. When the night seems long and heavy, remember, no darkness is eternal. God allows trials but never withdraws his presence. Those who remain steadfast, even with fear, even with tears, will see the light reborn with greater intensity. Purified faith shines brighter than before. I am with you, my children. I walk beside you. I intercede for each one of you. I present your sorrows, your falls, and your struggles before the Lord. Do not turn away. Do not harden your hearts. Trust,